take a look at this number, 4,781 crore rupees. Just try to wrap your head around that for a second. It's a huge number. Now, get this. That's not for a full year. That's the revenue one company, Trent Limited, pulled in just 3 months, a single quarter. So, you gotta ask, right? How? How is that even possible? What on earth is the secret sauce that's powering this absolute rocket ship?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack in this explainer. We're diving deep into the Trent rocket ship report to figure out how the company behind some of India's biggest retail brands is achieving this incredible performance.
To say this company's performance is phenomenal is, well, frankly, an understatement. Let's start by looking at the journey that got them here.
So this wasn't an overnight success story, not at all. Trent has been around since 1998, but look at these key moments. The joint venture for Star in 2014 was big, but the real game changer? The Zudio JV in 2019. That single move just lit the fuse for the explosive growth that's led them to over 1,000 stores today. And here's what that fuse led to. This chart, it says it all. We're looking at their revenue from operations just in the first quarter of each year. They went from 327 crores to almost 4,800 crores. That's not just growth, you guys. That is a full-blown explosion. But okay, revenue is one thing. Are they actually making money? The answer is a resounding yes. This shows their profit before tax, or PBT, which is a really great way to see how healthy the business is. They've swung from a loss of 110 crores just a few years ago to a massive profit of 555 crores. So the takeaway here is crucial. They aren't just getting bigger, they're getting way, way more profitable. So where is all this power coming from? To understand that, we need to pop the hood and look at the main engines fueling this whole thing. They're fashion brands. See, at its heart, Trent is running on a 2-engine model. First, you've got Westside. That's the foundation. It's the well-known, established, trusted brand with a really solid footprint. And then you have Zudio. This is the accelerator. This is the engine that's all about explosive, high-speed growth. And it's already got a staggering 766 stores. Now, Westside's strategy is so much more than just what's inside the store. It's about becoming part of the fabric of the community. You know, whether they're celebrating local culture in Dimapur, getting thousands of people running in a 5K, or connecting with Gen Z right on campus. It's all about building a brand that people feel a real connection to. And if Westside is that solid foundation, then Zudio is the afterburner. I mean, just look at this chart. It shows how its store count has just skyrocketed from just over 100 to more than 760. This incredible speed and scale, that is the absolute core of Trent's strategy right now. 766. Let that number sink in. That's not just a statistic, that represents an insane level of reach. There's a Zudio in pretty much every corner of the country now, and they're even expanding internationally. But wait, Trent's story isn't just about fashion, not by a long shot. They have another super strategic part of their business, the Star grocery and food segment. So what are people actually buying at Star? This chart gives us a great breakdown. It's a really balanced mix. You've got your everyday fresh produce and staples, sure, but also general household stuff and even some apparel. It's designed to be a one-stop shop. But the real secret to understanding the Star strategy, the absolute key, comes down to one single number, 73%. So what does that mean? It means that 73% of everything sold at Star is one of their own in-house brands. And this right here is a stroke of genius. It gives them complete control over the quality, the supply chain, and, most importantly, the price. And that gives them a direct line to much higher profits. So we've seen this picture of massive growth and razor-sharp strategy. But the story doesn't end there. There's another core piece of the puzzle, their commitment to growing with a conscience. And this isn't just some marketing slogan. Trent holds a B- rating from the Carbon Disclosure Program, or CDP, which is the global gold standard for this stuff. A rating like this means the company is seriously and actively managing its impact on the environment. They build their whole sustainability strategy on 3 main pillars. First, being efficient with resources in how they operate. Second, being responsible in how they design their products. And finally, and this is a big one, being conscious of people, their employees, and the communities they work in. And if you want to see that third pillar in action, just listen to this quote about one of their projects in Kutch. It's such a powerful example of how they're creating jobs and economic opportunity for women, while at the same time making a real environmental impact by upcycling waste. They're also investing big in the next generation through education. The Trent Scholar Program gives comprehensive support to 100 students from marginalized backgrounds. We're talking laptops, living expenses, internships, everything they need to succeed at top universities. Now, before we wrap up, just a quick refresher on a term we've been using. We mentioned PBT, or profit before tax, a couple of times. All it is really is a clean way to measure how profitable a company's core business is before the government takes its share in taxes. So, when you put it all together, what do you get? A company that is just firing on all cylinders. You've got rapid expansion, a brilliant two-part strategy, and a really clear set of values. Which leaves us with one final fascinating question to think about. With a major player like Trent moving with this kind of momentum, what does the future of Indian retail even look like?